it showed me hard work, yeah, but also behind the scenes what you do besides just being a football player. Like, yeah, my dad was scoring touchdowns, but I remember after the games, he signing autographs all the way through. You know what I'm
Mm.
saying? So it showed.
You don't know that. You don't know which way to go. God's plan. Do you really understand what's God's plan? A lot of times it's man plan that we design and we follow.
Welcome to the Superpowers podcast, and we back again. And we always got somebody special in the building, somebody who's made an impact on the community. And today we got a special guest, came all the way from California to be with us, and this is CJ Sanders.
So with it.
What's going on, man?
Doing
So,
good, man, good.
for those who don't know you, CJ had a major role at a young age. What age was you?
I was 6 years old.
6 years old. Um, man, that's deep. Cause you played that role so good that man, I thought you had went blind. You know what I'm saying? Real talk, man. He played Ray Charles, the young Ray, in the Ray Charles movie, a legendary movie. For me, I'm a music artist, so I love to see the history of how artists came about. So any type of movie like that, I might watch it 10, 15, 20, 30 times, you know what I'm saying? So I'm real familiar with you. And man, that was a big role, and I appreciate you doing that. You know what I'm saying? As a inspiring actor, we got a lot of inspiring actors with us. What prepared you for that at 6 years old?
Man, it was funny because you said you thought I was really blind, but the preparation was really key, man. I mean, I had to go to a blind school. I had to spend time with the students there. I had to take piano lessons. So it was a lot that went into the role that prepared me, man. That's what made it authentic. You know what I'm saying? Really being in those environments, seeing how blind kids were moving,
Mm,
spending time with them. You know what I'm saying? So even though I was 6, I felt like I was mature enough to understand that, and that just made it be able to be or be portrayed as authentic on screen. You know,
that's real. And like, what gave you the inspiration to even want to do something like that at 6 years old?
man. Just I got a good family.
Okay.
My pops played football for the Tennessee Titans, so I just seen people in front of me doing big things. So living in Tennessee, I was growing up in Nashville, Tennessee, and they just said they needed a Southern kid for the role. So I
Mm,
ended up trying out for it and getting it after a few auditions. So man, just seeing people like my pops, you know what I'm saying, my mom played basketball in Michigan, having people in front of me doing things, I'm like, I gotta pave the way. So that's what kind of sparked my interest in kind of just trying to do more and pave my own path, even at 6.
that's real, man. And you got to work with some legends early. Jamie Foxx being one.
Mm-hmm.
How was that? Like being on set with Jamie Foxx, or just you know, or how did it even impact
It was cool, man. Like, for my scenes, I had to put contacts in my eyes, but for his scenes, they glued his eyes
you?
shut. So, kind of seeing like that detail and how serious he took it, because man, that's authenticity. Like putting yourself on the line like that and really, really becoming the person. You know what I'm saying? So, just seeing the level of preparation, seeing the level of dedication, it really helped me, even being that young. That's why I took my role so seriously, man. I was on set. You didn't call me CJ. My name was Ray.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So even at a young age, I made sure I was peeping the game from them. So it was cool, man. He's a good dude.
It was. Is there anything distinctive that you may have seen or learned that stuck with you that you applied later on in life that maybe when you was young you didn't see it, but when you got older you like, man, I remember from the set, I I learned this and I applied it in my own life.
Um, I remember there was a scene. If you seen Ray, where I fall over the chair, and I get the cricket and all that. Man, we did that like 8,700 times.
Mm,
And I ran off the set, man. And Jamie came and got me. He applied it to football because my dad played football. He said, "Man, this is your team. You gotta do what you gotta do and finish it. But also, you started this, you finished it. You know what I'm saying? So in that, as a kid, I realized that just the level of preparation and being that authentic person in the role kind of helped me for that. So just sticking it through basically, no matter how hard it gets.
That's real.
Mhm.
Now, this is a personal question, man, because I always had a thing for Kerry Washington.
Oh yeah.
So how was that, man, being young? Like, how was her energy? Because I feel like she one of the greatest actresses, and I don't feel like she underrated. She's very rated, but how was that working with her?
I didn't have too many experiences with her because my scenes weren't really with her. But when I was around her, man, she took it serious. Like I'm saying, man, everybody on that set was dedicated in their roles. So just the energy alone being around her was cool. It helped
Okay.
me be better.
That's what's up, man. And you have two athletic parents, and let's talk about your pops, man.
Yeah.
Of course, he was a major influence on you because you played football yourself.
Hmm.
But how was it growing up with a father figure in the NFL?
It was cool. Um, it showed me hard work, yeah, but also behind the scenes what you do besides just being a football player. Like, yeah, my dad was scoring touchdowns, but I remember after the games, he signing autographs all the way through. You know what I'm
Mm,
saying? So it showed me like different sides of the coin, but also being real. You know what I'm saying? How fun it is when you balling. So
yeah, getting okay. So just living a very very nice life where
hmm
everything was provided. And,
and you work for it though.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? Like you go hard and the blessings follow it.
indeed. And your mother played basketball.
Yeah. So my pops played yeah for the Titans, but college he played for Ohio State, and my
Oh,
mom
okay.
played
O State, O
basketball.
State.
My mom played basketball for
Yeah.
Michigan.
Dang.
Yeah. So
So
yeah.
that's deep. So how was that little rivalry in the house?
Well, they not together no more. But
Oh, okay.
but I'm playing. But yeah, nah, it was crazy in the house. But
Yeah.
but yeah, the rivalry was crazy. The times we did have, it was wild in the house, and just like yeah, being growing up in that rivalry was cool. You know, I got family here and stuff, so seeing that was interesting growing up.
Yeah. Yeah. Shout out to O State. Shout out to Michigan. Shout out to your moms and pops, man,
Yeah,
for really just um, showing you how hard work pay off at a young age, and you being able to follow those footsteps. And you play college football yourself, and you play for Notre Dame, right?
yeah, I did.
So that's a major school. You know, we got a little rivalry, O State and Notre Dame. So
I've been beating
uh,
this stuff, man. Damn, we be trying, man. Y'all deep.
yeah, man, we got a good program, man. But even just to play college at Notre Dame, you got to be very exceptional athlete, man. So, how did you get to that level? Of course, you had your father to look at, but how did you get to Notre Dame?
Really academics. You can't go to Notre Dame without academics.
That's
So I took my academics seriously too. Um, like my little sister is going through. She's a freshman running track, and I try to tell her all the time, you don't have to go to the biggest school, but you having good grades and being an athlete, you know what I'm saying? It really makes a difference. You know what I'm saying? They look at all of that stuff, and you just being an athlete is a bonus, but even my grades being okay made a difference. So I really just tried to parlay it, but Notre Dame was a great school, and I enjoyed it too.
Was that something in your household that was most important? Was it like get the grades first, so you ain't playing sports?
That was just kind of the environments I was in.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? My parents put me in schools where it was taken seriously, and I wanted to play ball. Plus I wanted to do it the right way. I'd seen people in front of me doing it right. I didn't want to be the one not to. You feel me? So
yeah.
stuff like that.
And you very articulate, man. When I hear you speak, I can tell that you were very studied, and you know what I'm saying. You read a lot. That's what I would assume. Um,
Yeah.
you read a lot of books. What are some of your favorite books, man?
Uh, I love acting. My favorite book all time is by Robert Greene, Human Nature.
Okay.
Um, you know what I'm saying? It's all about human nature, picking up on stuff, but in a natural way. But man, it's just studying people, studying yourself, self mastery is everything to me. So I'm big on that. I think that's my favorite book all time. I got a lot more, but that's the main one I would say.
That's real. And you think reading helps you with your acting?
I think it does a lot. You know, it's just all about experiences and you being your authentic self in that experience. Plus, I can gain wisdom from people that put in a book for
Real talk.
$10, and I ain't got to go through it.
Yeah. I feel
Come
like
on.
education is very underrated. Like we stop. I mean, I love YouTube because you can look up um, pretty much anything you need to look up. But I feel like paying for education is still a real thing because some of the best, the more prominent things to take you to the next level, you got people sitting there with that information, and they just might need some money for it. But sometimes we don't. You know, we want it for free, and sometimes the game is to be sold. People don't work to a certain level to get this knowledge, and they like, well, look, man, I give it to you, but I ain't giving it to everybody. Somebody got to pay for it. So I read a lot of books myself, man. Audio books is my thing,
Hmm.
um, but I really feel like investing in your education is very important. Now I'm kind of like an inspiring actor myself, man. Um, what would be some tips or a tip that you would give me as far as like to get into a character or a role that is more like unlike myself?
Your life experience, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? It could be a scene, let's say you arguing with somebody and think about a time you might have been talking with your cousin or something. You know what I'm saying? You pull from that experience and make it your own. What would you authentically do in that time? Forget the camera. You know what I'm saying? Your life prepares you for the role. You know what I'm saying? So I just think that's what you could pull from in that case. I feel like you wise, you got a lot of life experience, you got a lot of experiences to pull from, and that's what make it authentic. So
Nah,
that's what
that's
helps.
deep. That's deep, man. Um, what do you think your superpower is?
Um, I want to say understanding.
Mm,
Uh, that's clear enough. Like you know what I'm saying. I like to read. I love languages. I was talking to the homie off screen. I'm going to Puerto Rico Monday. I'm
okay.
speaking straight Spanish over there. But the point about it is, it's just like the stuff I'm learning from them. Uh,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Humbling myself to see, oh, this is how y'all do stuff here. The stuff I gained from that. So when I'm on the screen, I got different experiences to pull from that makes it authentically me at the same time, even though I wasn't, you know, so stuff like that. So just understanding.
Now that's a major superpower, man. Because a lot of people they gather a lot of knowledge, but do you understand it? You know what I'm saying? Do you really understand it on a level to really convert it into wisdom? So I think understanding is a great superpower for real. So let's talk about your upbringing, man, a little bit more. So you did rate at 6. Was there any other movies that we didn't know you was in that you had did?
Um, I did a movie called First Sunday with Ice Cube, where I
Okay.
played his son. They robbed the church because he wanted me to stay with him. So yeah, we had New York in that movie. Cat Williams, Tracy Morgan. There was a lot of people in that one. Um, so yeah, that's another one I enjoyed doing. That was pretty cool, man. Cool cast, funny people. Yeah,
Yeah.
First Sunday.
So how was it different being on like a serious, more drama set than a set where it was just all comedians?
Yeah. It was different because like Ray, like people knew it was gonna be big, so
Yeah,
it was a little bit more serious. But at the same time, man, Cube, he a real one. You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? So like
Shout out to Ice Cube,
yeah,
man.
he a real
Definitely a
one.
legend.
He's very articulate one, but on his stuff too. You know what I'm saying? But so yeah, it wasn't too much of a difference. But first Sunday was more laughs. You know what I'm saying? But it was still getting to it.
Yeah. What's California like right now, man, on the acting side?
It's always there. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of different opportunities, a lot of different avenues you could take it. So yeah, California is very open
You
for a lot
got
of creatives.
you got anything coming up like that we should be looking out for?
Not this second, but stay tuned for sure. Stay
Okay.
tuned for sure.
If there was a film that you could go back to and you could be like, man, I needed to play that role. Do you have a film in your mind that you was like, man, I should have,
Oh man.
as a child or an adult, in your whole life?
I can't think anything off the top. I just like more like serious roles. You know what I'm saying? More dramatic roles. That's where I could pull from, kind of like on the deeper side naturally. So it's hard to think off the top of my head right now, but just something. If I could think of something my age at the time with that on the deeper
Or
side.
even not your age, right? It could be a movie from the
Okay.
'80s or the '90s that you like, man. Right now, I could body that. You know what I'm saying?
I say, well, my life, just I would say Pursuit of Happiness, something like that. Now I know
Mm,
that'll be deep,
mm,
but I know me and I know
yeah,
my range. Humbly speaking. So that's something I would. That's me. That's what I would like to remake, just because I like that movie, and I know I could pull that range off for sure and bring that depth to it in an honest way.
that's real. That's real, bro. Well, yeah, man. Man, it's a pleasure to have you in the city, man, and really taking the time to pull up on us. Shout out to B Jack, man, for putting that together, man. And uh, is there any before we go to that? I gotta give a shout out to Mr. Big Man Greer. You know, this podcast started with me and Big Man, and our idea for the Superpowers podcast was to really just talk to the people because there's a lot of people that we around and that we got access to that really don't get their flowers. You know, they don't really get appreciated on the level of what they doing. It's stuff that people doing that they really don't post. You know what I'm saying? Don't let the world know, but character base. We feel like everybody have gifts. Everybody got a purpose, and we want to shout out everybody who living in their purpose. Everybody who's striving for greatness. Everybody who just kept going. You know what I'm saying? And all the guests that we have come on here, we uh, we like to look at them as in a manner as tapping into their superpower. They really just working their craft, doing what they do, and inspiring others. So I want to gift you this book from Mr. Big Man Greer.
Appreciate that.
Tap into your superpowers.
Thank you.
And yeah, man, we definitely got more to come. Hopefully in the future, 614 Films can, do
Sure.
something with you and get you in a film, and
Mm-hmm.
we push that on through. Um, but before we get up out of here, is there anything that you would like to tell um, our audience? Like anything, it could be your favorite quote, something that sticks with you, some motivation, or either just something that you got going on that you want the
Right.
people to know.
I'll just go with a quote, man. A giant looks in the mirror and sees nothing. You know what I'm saying? You know you a giant, man. But you everything. You be up and down at the same time.
That's what's up, man. And hey, like I said, we got 614 in the building. Shout out to 614 Films. We got some big things coming up. Shout out to Red Ties. They came through with the food. Um, who else we got? Shout out to Legacy Taxes for sponsoring the whole situation. And don't forget, We the Midwest. We the Midwest. We got a couple projects coming, a double album coming. You know what I'm saying? Highlight the artists from the Midwest, mostly from the Midwest. We got some out of towners too that's on the project. So y'all tune into that. And last but not least, oh yeah, shout out to my dude Xavier. He got a project coming out. Just shot a video. So y'all look forward to that. We got a lot of talent in Ohio, man. You know what I'm saying? So remember, always tap into your superpowers.
My
We out.
guns just ain't bumping them. Yeah, superpowers, I got some of them. The power to make people move without touching them. It's hard to see people's views without judging them. I say peace to the God, I was one of them.
It's just like this. When I started in this situation, I didn't know I could write. Because I never took that initiative to put the pen to the paper. But I wasn't no ignorant dude to creativity. Anything I always went at.